Hi Novi, Shelby. We're going to get started on your balance. So we've just been having a chat, mainly because I like to get it out into the energy about what we're about to do the balance when I'm doing a surrogate. And just energetically, I think it just makes it easier to connect with you in New Zealand and that sort of thing. So just sort of getting it fresh in my mind, what we want to work on. But obviously the stress and all that sort of jazz will have a play with some of your particular questions and see where they're stuck or where they're at. So yeah, so I might even just get started with some survival stuff and see what affirmations come through and where we need to go and see whether it's linked in with genetics, ancestors, that sort of thing. So we'll just get started. I'm now 100% Novi. Hold out, hold out, beautiful. Okay. Oh, let's just see where your adrenals are at. Okay. Hold. Not so crash hot today, so they're a little exhausted. Hold, yeah, survival switching. Hold, deep survival. And hidden deep survival. So you've got the holy trifecta there, which means every part of your nervous system is expecting stress long term. There's not a part of it that's going, life's going to be easy. So we need to calm that all down. Once again, we'll see where it's coming from. We'll check your celestial circuit as well. Oh, no, that's fine. Actually, I'll make sure it's fine and not in second stage stress. Oh, it's in second stage stress. Well, there you go. Good to double check. Yeah, right. Now this is some old stuff. So it's linking into the right side of your energy, which is your doing, your masculine side. And it's in the past and down right. So it's sort of at that spot where your brain has got to, sorry, I just need to shimmy. Cool. So it's in the past, and it's not the last few years. This is like at least 10 years ago. And it's in the past at a time when you were doing everything and you were feeling overwhelmed and exhausted from having to do. So maybe that's stuff to do with the ex. So with this, it's sort of like we need to bring your center of gravity back into here. It's second stage stress, which means you've been really working hard to stay in your energy, even though you're doing a lot, but it's exhausting. That could be part of the whole hip, shoulders sort of stuff, because if your center of gravity is down right, your center of gravity it's just not here. Like that is not your center of gravity. So I don't know if you do things like yoga meditation, but trying to imagine yourself centered and grounded and just underneath your belly button, you know, that's sort of like, it's called CV6. That's our little spot that should be our spot for grounding. We sort of need to pull all our energy in there. Okay, so and when the celestial circuit is jammed, it means that you just don't get into the conscious brain very easily. So it means that even when we're having a conscious moment, a lovely sunset, a laugh, you know, it's sort of the brain will be constantly in the background going, you know, don't trust this, stuff is going to happen again. One of the other things about the celestial circuit is when it's out is that it messes with our sense of self, our core sense of self, who we are, what we believe. And sometimes, I don't know whether it's more a woman thing to do than a man's. That's probably not accurate in any way, shape or form to say. But some people are more likely to take on the energy of their partners and to become that person or more like that person. And then it dilutes our beliefs and the things we love and the things we get into. And it's not because we're not paying attention, it's just that we love our partners, so you want to make them happy as well. But then 10, 20 years down the track, you can go, holy moly, who am I? So that core sense of self, sometimes it's about really paying attention to that. Who am I? What do I want? What do I believe in? Is this serving me? Rechecking center of gravity, beautiful, and rechecking celestial circuit. Hold. And hold, beautiful. Okay. So back into survival, deep hidden survival, yep. Do we need an affirmation to kick on in? Not at this point. Do we need a flower essence to kick on in? We do. Okay, so bark, bush, bush. Okay, so there's a flower essence called Fringed Violet. We'll see how many drops it is. Okay. So 4 drops is usually about half a lifetime ago. So given, so you would have been early 20s at the time. So something going on in the early 20s was quite a shock or trauma. So it created an issue. And it can be big trauma recently as well. But 7 drops isn't enough to be genetic in this moment. But what it does is allow our spirit to start to heal, our energy start to heal, because it's about that trauma gets stuck in the layer of our auras and it makes it messy for us to try to move on. Yep, so 4 drops. Pops out everywhere. Make sure you don't get caught on the way home. 6 drops of brandy.
Yeah. I think I've got a bit more blood in my system to be able to... Wait, under the limit. I said the wrong one.
Were there many cops on the way over?
No, actually.
No. I think they're saving them all for the weekend.
Makes sense. I saw one yesterday, but I think he was more focused on the speed.
Yeah, right. Because I saw one of the sneaky things they're doing is reading your number plate to see how far away from your home they are. So
I wondered how they were going to monitor that. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah. I don't think anywhere I go is more than 50 k's from home.
Oh, that's as of midnight Friday.
So it would have been fine yesterday anyway.
No, it's sort of, that'll be good. A bit more freedom. I like it. I'll stack in those survivals again. Oh, hang on, that one was okay. Survival, deep, hidden. Interesting. So whatever we've done with celestial circuit and the fringe violet has, so now we need to get more stress. Good. One layer down. So I'll see where your body wants to go next. Okay, so I'm gonna stack in that throat energy that was out of whack for a few days. No, it seems to just want the throat at the moment, so there might be... No, I think there's going to be something big in that throat stuff, even if it's feeling better, because that's the only thing showing up as round 2. So that's just moving the hyoid back and forth. And I'm going to move these little glands in underneath the jaw. Little Bowen technique move to help to detox down through there. Oh, wants more information? Oh yeah, okay. I'll put in the, I think I'm going to, yes. So I'm going to put in the throat chakra combination of things. So it's the throat, the hyoid, and the parietal bones. And hold. And hold. Okay, so that's third stage stress of your throat chakra. Obviously the throat is about communication, but it's also about expression and transcending our fears and trust and communication and awareness. You know, so when we're saying something to our partner, are we saying it because of what's happening here and now, or are we saying it because of past hurts or genetic stuff or, you know, family history? You know, why do we have the beliefs that we have? And when it gets stuck, we get inhibited and that inability to move forward, so that real stuck energy. Yeah, so it's an old pain and punishment circuit, once again, so current to 45 to 40 to 35 to 30 to 25 to 20 to 15 to 10 to 5 to 0 in utero genetic. Okay, so this one is in through the genetic line, so there's a pain and punishment circuit. Okay. So how do we want to do it? Do we need to get more information on this? Do we need to go in through adrenal, survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival? There's definitely a hidden deep survival. Is there another celestial circuit? No. So hidden deep survival pattern. And hold. Yeah. Is there conscious patterning as well? How many, is it going back on the mother's line, on the father's line? So father's father, father's mother, father's mother's father, father's mother's mother, father's mother's mother's father, father's mother's mother's mother. Okay, right. So it seems to be the feminine line that ended with your dad and you. So it's that sort of line. So your father's mother's mother's mother, you know, good 5 generations there. So now, once again, so we go into survival deep hidden. Nope, not more information. Oh, okay. So going up through that genetic line, it's talking about stress of marriage life, stress of money pressure. So it's not so much to do with the pain, but it's to do with that belief that life is stressful. You know, if that's a genetic thing, you can imagine, then that's a real challenge to sort of move on through. So you don't want to create the same patterns in marriage when, you know, when it doesn't necessarily have to be. So if it's a genetic belief or a genetic resonance traveling through our lives, we need to let it go. Which was part of why you were attracted to your first husband as well, because the things that we feel safe and comfortable with, even if it is money issues and marriage stress, that's what attracts us. Okay, so it does tend to look like it feels, if you're attracting money stuff, that it's in the genetic line. We just need to clear some more of that, because I know you've done a lot of healings around this. So once again, survival deep hidden, not yet. So I think we need to actually get some affirmations around money in there, or genes or something, or our genetics or something. We'll have a look. Okay, the first two things showing up. I release all genetic programming that is blocking money coming into my life. Hold. Okay, it says psychological reversal. Want, need, think, see. Want, need, think, safe, believe, deserve, trust. Deserve. I deserve to let go of this problem. Hold. I deserve to keep this problem. Hold. Right. So somewhere up that genetic line, someone didn't feel like they deserve it, which usually comes down to someone telling them they don't deserve it, and then they take that on as their truth. Then it gets into our genetic coding, and then it comes down through the family line. You no longer need to believe that. Let's sort that out. And the next one showing up, I release all my parents' programming that is blocking money from coming into my life. And hold. Okay. Is there a psychological reversal? Yes, there is. Want, need, think, safe, believe, deserve, trust. So it's more a trust thing with your parents. I trust I can let go of this problem. Hold. I trust it's better to keep this problem. And hold. And I suppose if our expectations are low with money, then we don't ever get hurt and damaged, and it doesn't make us crazy so much. But that's escape, submission, freeze. Your body wants to run away rather than dealing with these money issues. I'll see if there's another one, but those seem to be the two core things around money sitting here. But wanting to run away around money. Oh, there is something else. Okay, so this one's interesting. I can be spiritual and wealthy. I can be spiritual and wealthy. And hold. And hold. Okay. That's third stage stress associated with being spiritual and wealthy. One of your dads, mothers might have had a real spiritual bent and didn't believe in having money at the same time or something. That's sort of interesting. And there's lots of blocks in people around spirituality and money. Okay, is there psychological reversal in relation to that? Yep. Want, need, think, safe, believe, deserve, trust. So that's a deserving thing. So around the spiritual and money thing. I deserve to let go of this problem. And hold. I deserve to keep this problem. And hold. Right. So that's quite a multifaceted money issue. It's not just simple. Now we can go and pop in our survival, deep survival, and hidden deep survival. And hold. 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 Yeah, not a lot of energy in here. Hold. Okay. Once again, brain wants to run away rather than dealing with this. Escape, submission, freeze, not wanting to look at it. Because these unconscious patterns, they get there to protect us, of course. And if you've had generational issues with money, then, or beliefs around money, or stresses around money, then money just becomes that evil, and in this day and age, we don't believe that. It's not in our conscious belief system that money is evil. But when it's in that genetic encoding, that's harder to shift. I'm going to ask a real silly question, just making sure there's never been any curses on this family in relation to money. No. Okay. Any hidden curses? No. Okay. Just checking. Okay. So where's this pattern stored? EMC, MMC, PBSS. Okay, so the first, once again, is this just you or it's going back a few generations? How many? Okay, so the first little part of the brain showing up is the anterior cingulate gyrus. It's going back 5 generations. Hold out. And it's the part that picks on ourselves when something we think we should be able to do doesn't happen. So when money is an issue in our life and we're constantly picking on ourselves and thinking about money, then the law of attraction, when we're thinking we don't have enough, is that we attract more of not enough. So this part makes us feel bad about it, which of course then attracts more of feeling bad about it. It wants you to be perfect under stress, this part of the brain. And that's wanting to run away again. So your brain doesn't want to feel that. It's just like, nope, move on, let's not deal with this stuff. Okay, next little area showing up is the reticular activating system. Yeah, and this one is definitely linked in with family stuff as well. Yeah, so Yeah. So it's like that not having enough money is creating vigilance in the nervous system. So then the brain is constantly thinking about the not having enough money, which once again is perpetuating that law of attraction, attracting less than enough. Yeah, so maybe even looking about how do you feel about money? Do you like the feeling of it, or does it give you anxiety or stress, or like in your brain, what do you have to do to get money? Is it possible? So sometimes the only people we know who have lots of money are the sort of people who would walk over their grandmother to get the money, So it's about those beliefs and those things our parents have said to us about money when we're kids. Yeah. Okay, so there's another RAS circuit. Yeah. And this one is where the serotonin is switched down. So once again, it's not a happy feeling in relation to money. It's switching off the happy feeling in relation to money. So it's low serotonin, also creating vigilance in the nervous system. So it's like your nervous system's doing everything it can to make you feel uncomfortable around money so that you don't do whatever you need to do to get money. Makes it hard, doesn't it? It's like a total sabotage of the nervous system. I'll see if there's a flower essence that can shimmy this stuff along a bit for us as well. Ah, okay. This one's alpine mint bush. It's a carer's fatigue. So it's for when, and it actually doesn't matter whether it's physically or emotionally or spiritually we're looking after someone, but eventually people can get exhausted at that process of taking care of someone else. Yeah, right. The affirmation at the beginning is really about just taking care of yourself. It's every now and then go away, have a little relaxation, for when you come back to your work, your judgment will be surer, since you remain constantly at work, will cause you to lose power of judgment. So it's for when we just are constantly on with our looking after people, it gets exhausting. So it's for men, and I know you did a lot of healing training in this field. So did you get to the point where your nervous system stopped you from helping to heal people because you felt so exhausted taking it on? If you're an empath, that will totally exhaust you, and so many people have money issues. So if you're treating someone with money issues and you take it on yourself, so maybe even think about the people in your world. Have you taken on their belief patterns about money as well? So this is for mental and emotional exhaustion, lack of joy, weight of responsibility. So the positives of alpine mint bush are revitalization, joy, and renewal. Do we need another goal at this point? We do. Yeah, right. There's two things showing up here, and they're almost like opposite things. So the first one is, I choose everything that happens in my life, and I am never given anything I can't cope with. And hold. Your brain doesn't believe that. And then the second one is, my life is rich and rewarding. And hold. And it's not quite there with that one either. So how many drops of alpine mint bush? 1. Okay, we're going to need more of that down the track, I'm thinking. That's funny.
I don't think I've seen you administer one before.
I don't think I can remember the last time one showed up. Okay. So once again, are we still in? Okay, so we're still in the periventricular survival system. Just had a little bit of a diversion there. Yeah. So we're back down to the reticular activating system. This time we've gone down another channel, which is to do with how your reticular activating system controls the muscles in your body, and what it wants to do is tighten things to protect you. So it's about protection, it's about safety, it's about looking after you, because the tighter your muscles are, tigers can't get in and get you so easily if you're, solid and muscular. So I'm going to do it in a couple of parts, Shelby. So I'll get you to tighten your legs, knees, toes, tight, 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 and relax. And the pelvis and lower back, tight, 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 and relax. And the upper part of your body, tight, 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 and relax. Yeah, so I'm suspecting at this point, and I haven't checked our notes yet, but I'm suspecting at this point this is where your muscle aches and pains, the jaw, the shoulders, the hips, because this is to do with the RAS constantly being on alert. So calming noradrenaline, picking up serotonin. My body has all the serotonin it needs. I no longer allow noradrenaline to make me think life is stressful. Okay, I'm going to go through some muscles now to see what muscles are really being affected by this little circuit. Okay, so we've gone into the lung meridian, which is about grief, guilt, regrets. Okay. And once again, there's some past stuff in your life that, you sort of haven't quite got rid of the grief or the regret about yet. I release any and all grief, guilt, regret. And hold. Hold. And because you have hip issues as well, grief, guilt, regret also links in with your large intestine meridian, which relates to your femur bones. And hold. And hold. And up. And the fascia latas on the side of the legs, hold up. And hold. Yeah, they're trying. And hold on the edges, we'll get the quadratus lumborums as well. Hold out, don't let me push to the left. And don't let me pull to the right. Okay. So that relates to the metal element, lungs and large intestines. Which can be any of that stuff, pretending to be cheerful when we're really sad, messing with our self-worth, pretending we're enthusiastic when we just want to, just go crawl into bed for an hour. Makes it really hard to let go when this energy's stuck. I release any and all grief, guilt, regret. Hold. Hold. Okay. The next element showing up is earth element. That's a combination of stomach energy and spleen, pancreas energy. So the first one is in here, so it's a pec major clavicular. Hold. Okay. Hold. And they will probably be switched off because your nervous system, is primed for stress. And the other one in this element is the latissimus dorsi. Hold in for me. Okay. And hold in. So they're, not a lot there. So they're big muscles in the lower back. So they're really big supportive muscles for either side of the spine and also for that lower back, the quadratus lumborum that showed up before. But that stomach spleen energy is around the imbalance between empathy and sympathy, and quite often we are our own worst critics and pick on ourselves the worst. So we feel disapproved of, but we also disapprove of ourselves. I release any and all self-judgment. I allow myself to feel happy, healthy, and well. I release any and all old criticism. I am happy, healthy, and well. I am confident. I am confident. I am confident about the future. I am confident. I am confident. I am confident about the future. And again, hold in, hold in, hold, and hold. Beautiful. Kidney energy. So once again, this one will be really impacting on your pelvic muscles, supporting your hips. So kidney and bladder energy are the water element of the body. They're about fear and anxiety. So there's 3 muscles on each side I'm going to check. Hold up for me. That one's good. Hold up for me. Not so good. That's the psoas. And hold up, and that's the iliacus. So the little itsy bitsy one on this side, the pectineus, is doing all the work on the right. Sorry, gonna see the back of me. Pectineus, hold, that one's good. Psoas, hold, not so good. Iliacus, hold, not so good. So, so the little muscle is doing all that pelvic support. Yeah, right. And once again, it's messing with a whole bunch of stuff. So it's sort of, if you continue doing the same thing, there's a real fear, anxiety, dread of the future. And that's messing with your confidence, because you want to go back to that confident, happy, healthy person you were in those single years. So adding someone into your life really should add good energy. So when it doesn't, what are we holding on to about that time in our life that we're not willing to let go, potentially? So it's sort of talking like on the chart, the things showing up, there's real frustration, and because your confidence has been undermined for whatever reason, there's something going on with your confidence. Maybe it's because your body isn't behaving the way that you want it to, with all these pains and things that come and go all the time. The body definitely hates having a new pain or a new symptom coming on. It just hits that spot of, oh my God, really? So this is the kidney meridian. I release any and all fear and anxiety from my body. I release any and all fear and anxiety from my kidneys. I release any and all fear and anxiety from my body. I release any and all fear and anxiety from my kidneys. And hold. That's better. Hold. Beautiful. Hold. And hold. Lovely. Okay, so where am I at? I'm going to check arm length and gaits to see where they're at. So turning into the center. Yeah, so the right foot is much higher than the left. So the body's got a strong right side, which is either to do with forward, wanting to punch, or it can be running away. We'll see about the arm length as well, and that'll give us the answer there. Fingers outstretched. Oh my goodness. That's out by, a fair chunk. Yeah. So longer on this side, shorter on that side. So that's flight. Your body is energetically running away because it's the opposite shoulder. So energetically, you're out of here. And when those emotions just come back again, the nervous system doesn't want to feel it. It's escape, submission, freeze down here. Okay. Where do I need to go next? I need to go into a chakra combo. Okay. The next chakra that's showing up is the 8th chakra. That's the combo. It's on the bottom of the feet, and it's around feeling grounded, safe, and secure. And things with, when relationships are stressful, when money's stressful, these are not things that make us feel safe and grounded and secure. So our 8th chakra links in with the adrenal glands and the ethmoid bone.